What's up, guys? This is Noble Nick back here. We got Silly Scaper with me,
Woohoo!
and this is the Chain Gruts. We're gonna go over some stuff that just came out.
They're
So,
mean blue and they got chain axes.
yeah. So let's see here. There's that. If you want to pause that, but it says on the world of Grut, struggle and conflict are a way of life. Nature itself is at war with the inhabitants of this savage world. Extreme climates, sudden shifts in weather, towering predators, and unforgiving terrain have shaped the orcs of Grut into hardened, unrelenting people. Their culture was forged in clashes between clans on the daily fight for survival. Eat or be eaten, survival of the fittest. But conflict can breed innovation. The need to outmatch their enemies drove the orc clans to develop new strategies, weapons, and tools of war in ancient times. It was the clans that first mastered bronze working and tamed wild beasts who rose above their rivals and conquered vast swaths of land. As generations passed, new technologies became necessary to maintain dominance. A steady arms race unfolded, fueling the industrialization of this savage world. Steel steam, and lightning were harnessed in the name of progress. As the orc clans waged increasingly technological wars, the demands for the research exploded. Some of the more cunning engineers realized that a tool capable of felling trees or mining could be just as effective at slaying enemies, which is probably why Volaric is picking these guys, since technically they aren't really a lot better than the other orcs. They are a little better than some of them, but Volaric needs to build his cities, or her city, since she's new. So anyway, thus the chain axe was born, and with it, the chain gruts. These infantry quickly become a staple of every orc army and workforce. Their terrifying efficiency is rivaled only by the gruesome brutality of their chosen weapons. Whether cutting through trees, steel, or enemies, chain gruts are more than happy to let their axes do all the talking. When Volaric first received visions of Gret, she immediately recognized the potential these warriors had for realizing her grand plans for Hawkland and beyond. The Chain Gruts and their cavalry officers were among her first recruits, forming the backbone of her growing operation. Whether fighting on the front lines, erecting massive structures, or helping keep the peace on the home front, these orcs have been proven to be one of Volaric Enterprise's most vital and dependable assets. So, there's the figures. One looks like he's like, "What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. It's like confused. He even has his mouth open. It's like, huh?
Or he just smashed your face and he's like, "What are you gonna do?"
That too.
And then he's just listening. He's just tired of working, and he's just waiting for the next thing to do too. So, anyway, here's the front. We got Volaric, Grut, Order 66. They're the 66th figures or whatever. That's the stats on the basic side. Then we got their Orc Common Squad, obviously. Their Enforcers, which is, I think, new, and Brutal, which might be new or just not something most characters have. Their Medium 4, which is still pretty average size. 4 and 5. They got these basic stats, but the 75 points is kind of high. But that 2 attack you can reroll, which basically is like having 3 attack with a maximum attack of 2.
Yep.
and guild boss bonding. They get tons of different choices. You can bond with any of the new furry leaders, like Kane, who walks on the walker, or that blimp. You can float around, shoot, then move four of these guys, or crash land and hit a bunch of people for 5, and then move four of these guys, which is nice.
There we go.
Or the old orcs. So you could put them with Grimnack and essentially give them 4 attack and 4 defense when you're next to him. Kind of like the heavy Gruts, just a little different with the chain axe.
Yeah.
And then they also get strong arm, which helps the furry characters more, but also Grimnack because he doesn't have disengage. So they can't disengage, but when they're next to an enemy, their leaders or other figures you control can disengage because they basically grab onto them. So Grimnack can walk away and chomp whoever he wants, or if somebody's taking wounds, they can get away and live longer, like Nerak. Well, Nerak has disengage anyway, I think, but then the blimp can get up and float wherever they wanted to go. Or if you got Tuck Harrigan, who's supposed to kind of fly around behind the lines and shoot, if he gets caught up, they got strong arm, so you can help him get away, or the mole, or whatever. Which a lot of them have abilities to help them get away anyway, but not all of them do, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think, Alex?
They remind me of, like, I don't know, like they're like a bunch of thugs. They look like with that big axes. Like they look like they belong in like Victorian England, like industrial age, and they're like, but it's like their planet going through it, and they're like, the boss says you're not paying us well. We gotta show you what's what.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of look like bad guys from Ratchet and Clank or something.
I like the axes though. I think that's kind of neat to have more of the chain axe ability because Dorm was the only one that had that, and now now we have a squad that does it. So
maybe they can fight Dorm.
Oh,
all right. Well, that's it for this one, you guys. See you next time.
Bye.